Here I am on my guild ship, the Sanctuary, on the Hardcore League server. This is Mary, Guildmaster of Death Smile. My home server is Sarlona. And we're going to go over the things that I think are important for you to stay alive for Hardcore League Season 5. So let's get right into it because there's a lot to cover and I want to keep it quick. The first thing you want to do is have a plan. That's the number one thing for surviving the Hardcore League. You need to have a plan. What's your goal? Because that is going to greatly vary how you play. So if you say, hey, I just want the level 20 cloak, I am going to tell you a vastly different strategy than if you say, I want to go for 5,000 favor, or I want the 400,000 K Reaper pet. And why is that the case? Well, because each of those requires you to have a different mindset and a different sort of a build for your character. So you want to really focus in on what your plan is. If you don't know, if you're just playing until you die, you're probably missing out on optimizing your character and your gameplay style at the sake of risking your early demise. So let me summarize really quickly what I mean. If you say to me, I'm going to level 20, well, you could normal quest and do Slayer zones all the way to 20. You never need to step into elite content. You never need to fight a champion. You don't need good gear. Quest everything to normal. Cherry pick all the quests that you like. So that's what you can do for the level 20 cloak. If you're going for 1750, you can hard streak. You can do all your quests on hard, and you can do Slayer zones to get XP, and you can cherry pick the quests. 1750 is not that hard to get. There are so many quests to do that you can get there very easily just doing quests on normal and hard and doing Slayer zones to fill in XP gaps. You want to do all of your quests with a group if you can, just to maximize your survivability. But if you solo, then make sure you bring hirelings. A hireling cleric, put it on active. That way, if you lag out, it will keep you alive. If you have gold seal hires like the Muse or the Frog, take that out too. Give the mobs something else to shoot at if you're soloing. And then if you tell me you're going for 5,000 favor, well, 5,000 favor, you really need to do most every quest. Yes, there's 7,000 favor in the game, but keep in mind, a lot of those are raids. A lot of those are content that you don't want to do. Like you don't want to do Temple of Elemental Evil 2. So you have to plan around that. And the way the game is structured, the early heroic elite quests up until around level 7 are super easy. So you can do all of them. Some people might say to me, yeah, Proof is in the Poison is difficult at level 4. Some of the Feywild quests at level 5, but I'm going to tell you, get them done. They're not really that difficult. Proof is in the Poison can be done very easily with a group, with a trapper, if you go slow. It's a long quest, but it's really doable. I've done it on this character. You can see I've done everything so far up to my level 5s, and I'm going to have all my 5s done. I will get all my 6s done, and then the first, likely all my 6s. I haven't actually scrutinized that list, but I think I do all the 6s. The first quest that I will skip is Temple of Elemental Evil Part 2. Likely. That's the first and only one that I will skip, and then we'll take it from there. I plan to do all the rest of the 7s, and I think I am going to do all of the 8s as well. But the reason to do that is if for 5,000 favor, it's such a long grind. You want to get as much favor out of the way as you can, because when you are level 18 and 19 and the quests are level 19 on Elite, they get very challenging. And you don't want to die with 4,800 favor. So you want to do everything early. Another thing to keep in mind too is that you can get favor doing challenges. So you can see I've already 5-starred a couple of the challenges, and they give you 1 favor per star. So it's extra favor. You want to do as many of the heroic challenges as you can to get that extra favor. So later on you can skip a really hard quest like Terminal Delirium. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. So why not do some low-level things? What's better? Proof is in the Poison at level 4, Terminal Delirium later on. No. I would much rather do Proof. If you're going for the Reaper Cloak, you could Reaper quests in Heroics, or what I like to do is just blast the toon up to 30, cherry-picking XP all the way. And the way that the Destiny system is now, you don't have to farm karma. You just get whatever Destiny you want to sit in. The only thing you're really going to farm out in the middle epics is loot, probably doing hard Sharn to get yourself a set bonus or hard Feywild, and then jump in the groups who are doing R1, or some groups do between R1 and R4 in legendary content, depending on what the quest is. And if you are doing them with the first time bonus, Reaper XP is doubled. We get a 20% bonus for Hardcore League 5. You will have that Reaper Cloak in no time, and the pet would not be that much of a grind either. You just have to make sure that you're running with a good group and that you have a solid role in that group, and that you're not biting off more than you can chew or taking risks or questing when there's a lot of lag. Number 2, what you want to do is buy as many healing potions as you can and have more than one way to self-heal. What does that mean? That means in Korthos, you go to the vendor as soon as you finish those first few quests and you spend whatever gold you get on those starter healing potions. You pick up all of the starter healing potions that you can. You have that way to heal, and then if you can wand heal, either a repair wand or a healing wand, you go to the marketplace and pick yourself up a Cure Light Heals or Repair Light Wounds wand. So you have your wand, you have your potions. You want to have more than one way to heal. You also can pick up a Cleric Hireling. They're very inexpensive at low level. You can use them when you solo. You can even ask if you're in a short group, if there's only 2 or 3 of you in the group, you could ask if you could pop out a Cleric if you would feel better. But you always want to make sure that you can heal yourself some way. Your build should involve a self-heal of some type. The next thing I recommend, number 3, is to join a guild. Now, you're welcome to join my guild, Death Smile. There are other great guilds in Hardcore League. Strimtom has a guild. Foley has a guild. There's a few others. I forget the name of the GMs off the top of my head, but they're great, nice people. The event is filled with great people. It doesn't matter where you get them. It doesn't matter how you get them. It doesn't even matter if you just join the channel for the guild and get the ship buffs. You don't even have to join the guild. Just make sure you get the ship buffs, because they really do help. They will keep you alive. Number 4 is to know the quest you're running. So how can you do this? Well, you can always go to YouTube. There are tons of videos out there. I have how to do certain quest videos for Hardcore League. There are other content creators who have videos out there who will show you step by step how to run the quest. Familiarize yourself with the quest and watch the video before you do it. If you've never done it before, even if you're in a group, it's always better to know what's going on than to be tagging along behind and suddenly something happens that you weren't prepared for. If you watch the video, you can see where all the traps are. You can see what all the pitfalls are. It's just a great way to play. Number 5 is to always quest with a trapper if you can, and be really careful when you're questing with a trapper in a quest with a lot of traps. Make sure you stay far away from them. Don't stand right next to them, because if they did not build their trapper correctly, they could blow the box up and the box will kill both of you. So you want to give them a lot of room, let them do their job, let them disarm the traps, and also ask, is the trap disarmed? Don't assume that the traps are disarmed and just run down the hallway and die, because I have seen that happen more times than you would think is possible on the server. I've seen it happen so many times, and you have to start over if that happens. So 6 is to bank everything valuable. As soon as you make your first character in Korthos, run to the sailor who will take you on the boat to the harbor, Stormreach, run to the bank. Don't fall off the bridge there. Just run to the bank and throw everything that you have important in the bank. Use all of the goodies that you have in your backpack. Set up your character, and then go back to Korthos and quest. Make a little gold, buy some potions. And then as you make platinum and find good items, throw them in your shared bank. Make sure that you keep a backup for when you die, so everything isn't on that one toon that's dead, and then you have to start from absolute scratch. Throw whatever you're not using, any extra money, into your bank, and that will allow you to keep everything that you have if you die. I mean, not everything. You'd lose the gear that you had on you, but it's good. Number 7 is to always wear featherfall. People die all the time in Hardcore League, falling and taking falling damage and dying. You always want to have featherfall. Featherfall is very easy to find early. You can get a clicky of it in Korthos. And then later on, you can find permanent feather falling items. It's common on boots and cloaks. What I recommend for people to do, if you own the Borderlands, go to the Borderlands right away. Don't even do Korthos. Just leave Korthos. Go to the Gatekeeper's Grove. Go to the Borderlands and farm the chests that are in the Slayer Zones. You can farm them for a Cloak of Gentle Descent. It's a feather falling cloak, and that will keep you until you find a better one. Some people would say you could just quest and get gold and buy one off the auction house, but that's expensive. I would say the Borderlands is easy, and Borderlands also has ingots that you can turn in for a low-level weapon, a level 2 weapon that has Ghost Touch on it, or a caster stick if you're a caster. There's no reason that you have to have a subpar weapon, because you can go to the Borderlands and farm one out. It's very easy and quick to do. You can also get a horse in the Borderlands. So the Borderlands is a fantastic pack to start off on a brand new server with. Go get yourself a horse if you don't have one. Go get yourself a weapon. Go get yourself a throwing weapon. Go get yourself a feather falling cloak. There are other named items out there that are useful: boots and bracers and gloves and goggles and all sorts of things. So that's good. And that's without even doing a quest. That's all in the Slayer Zone, which is normal level 1 mobs. So easy to kill. I wouldn't go out there young with, level 1 with a giant group, especially if you're 1 and there are people who are level 2 and 3, because the zone will spawn mobs to react to your group size and the group level, and you could easily get killed if you were level 1 running in a group of level 3s. The wolves out there, the fire beetles out there are very tough. What I'm saying for you to do is get yourself out there solo. Make sure that you have some healing potions on you before you do this. So maybe you do the first few quests in Korthos before you do this. But make sure you have some healing potions. Buy a low-level cleric. I think they're 4 gold. And then take everything out to the Borderlands. Do it yourself solo with a cleric and some healing potions. And you can farm that whole... You can Google the map where all the chests are, and you can just run that route until you get all of your gear up. And that will allow you also to make a little bit of money so you can buy more healing potions. The next thing, too, is 8 is to have a source of water breathing. You don't want to get caught where you're in a swim quest and you're drowning. That happens more often than you would think. So they sell potions of water breathing. Water breathing items are really easy to come by in certain quests. Low level, they're a clicky. You cast it on yourself. If you go and get the house P buffs, you can get water breathing there. You can check the auction house for water breathing items, or you can do the Cannith crafting. It's super easy to craft a low level water breathing item. You would have to look at what it required of you. I think it's 10 essences. I don't think it costs much to make it. It's very easy and quick, but you certainly want to do it unless you're on a Warforge or a Blade Forge. They do not need water breathing because they are constructs and they don't breathe. The next thing I would recommend is to get fire resist. Fire is everywhere in heroic questing in DDO. You can get fire resist potions. You can find fire resistance on items. You should have some means of fire resist, or take the spell resist energy. You definitely need to have fire resist. I would recommend having fire resist 20 on yourself at all times if you can get it. You can see just standing here, I have exactly that. I have fire resist 20 just standing here at level 9. I'm wearing topaz of fire resistance. The guild buffs will also give you, see, I have 5 and everything else. That's not very much, 5, but 20 is good. That 20 would allow you to swim for a few seconds in lava, for example, without insta-dying. So you want to get yourself fire resist, whether it's an item, potions. Those of you who don't know, if you go into the catacombs, there is a vendor in the catacombs up top, just go up the stairs, who sells resist 20 potions. Once you have a little gold and platinum saved up, you can go buy those there. The next, number 10, to survive Hardcore League is Acid Resist. Acid Resist is probably the next most useful resistance because there are things that will put acid dots on you, certain champions. I would say you don't need it early like you do Fire Resistance, but it's good to have a source of Acid Resist later on. Join us for more. I plan to do lore videos for each quest in DDO, as well as the raids. Plus, I will be releasing more Session 0 videos for DDO on topics such as player character races, the religions of Eberron, the last war, and the Mournlands, the dragon marks, the dragon marked houses, and much, much more. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below. I like interacting with other players. My main toon in DDO is named Mary. I am on Sarlona. I also have a guild on the Hardcore League. My guild is Death Smile. Please say hi if you're on either of those servers. Subscribe to see more Adventure AI content about DDO, Dungeons & Dragons Online, and gaming in general. I also play Star Wars The Old Republic. You can join us at Adventure AI on Discord. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter. You can go to our Patreon and become a patron of the channel, where you would get access to all of the scripts, the images, the music, the videos, as well as behind the scenes, and the ability to request topics for me to make future videos. Thanks very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your adventures go well.